Don't get it twisted. So anyway, I was loving me some fancy makeup this week. Hey guys, welcome back. So I got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and my favorites this week are just such a random hodgepodge. I've just got really no theme or rhyme or reason, and I tried to kind of put some stuff together, and I really don't know. I mean, I guess the makeup look is okay, but I was trying to put some things together, but I really didn't like wear them together like this week, but I loved them regardless. So let's run through the favorites. First off, I broke out an oldie but a goodie, a classic, my Urban Decay Naked palette. I love this palette, and I really just don't show it enough love, but I feel like it's just one that, like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, this one just works, and it's still one of my very favorite palettes. So I have this one on in my crease, just a little bit of this in my outer corner, and then earlier in the week I wore it with this color too. So I wore it with, does that even make sense? I used that color this week. Yeah, anyway, but I have another color on my lid right now that I'm about to share with you in a second, something else. But from this palette, these are some of my very favorites. I also love the darker matte color, which is Buck. So I love Naked, Sidecar, Buck, Dark Horse, Hustle. Those are all gorgeous. But Sidecar is just like so pretty and super chunky, but I still love it. Like, it's just super metallic and just a fun shadow. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that with Maybelline's Bad to the Bronze underneath. I mean, what else do you need? Gorgeous. So yeah, it really made me happy to like revisit a palette that I really, really love and just don't show it enough love. So I wanna start doing that more. Like, I wanna break out my chocolate bar palettes from Too Faced. It's been a while since I've used those, and I love them. So broke this out, really enjoyed it this week. And the other shadow that I have on my lids right now is this one. So this is a new one from Essence. These are the Metals, and this one is in 06 Rose Razzle Dazzle. And I really like this a lot. I just had an epiphany. Why did I not try that as a highlighter? That would be so pretty as a face highlighter. Well, for my skin tone, I'd probably have to use it as a blush topper. But it'd be gorgeous as a blush topper, I bet. But super metallic and fun. I do have it on foil today, so I use a little bit of MAC Fix Plus just to like super duper intensify it. And it's just a beautiful, like, champagne-y rose metallic shade. Really, really pretty. So I got several of these. I want to do a whole like new from Essence, new with the drugstore type video, but specifically on Essence products, because I've gotten some and I've been trying them out, and this is one of the products. So, but this is like the standout color of the ones that I got. So yes, Razzle Dazzle, not Razzle Dazzle Rose. Rose Razzle Dazzle. Don't get it twisted. And the other shadow that I wore this week that I kind of tried to incorporate in this eye look, and I really don't know like how it pairs with like my upper lid. I mean, I guess it kind of like goes, because it's really just like a colorful lower lash line, but it's kind of like a smokier sort of a color. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. That's what I'm about to talk about, what's on my lower lash line. This is from Burberry. I mean, look at that packaging. So pretty. They sent me the most beautiful little collection, and this was one of the products that's in there. This is one of their eye colors, Wet and Dry Silk Shadows. I think this is the first time I've tried any of their shadows, so I was really excited about this. This is in Antique Blue. So it's called a blue, but really I would say this is more of kind of like a dark, a little papery thing. Just went fluttering down somewhere. A little, oh, I see it down there. One of those little things really get away from you, don't they? Those little covers, they like, that was a little tiny one though, so it like floated away. So anyway, I'm off on a tangent, clearly, once again. So it says Antique Blue, but really I would say this is more of kind of like a deep teal peacock kind of a color. It's really pretty. I don't even like hardly want to touch it because it's got that gorgeous like embossing in it. It's so fancy and pretty. This is a really nice soft shadow. This does not swatch well. Like when I was swatching it, it doesn't swatch well, but I think it's really pretty on the eyes. What I used this for one day, and I thought it was so pretty, I used kind of like a turquoisey liner and then went over the liner with this and just kind of like smoked it out. And it made this really pretty, like interesting sort of angled liner look, but it was like a colorful but kind of smoky looking liner. It was really, really fun. So I like this a lot. Like, it's fancy, it feels weighty. And yeah, I know they have a lot of other colors. Like, there's one specific color, and I'm totally drawing a blank, but it's one that I hear a lot of people talk about. Like, when they talk about these shadows, there's one certain color that's like a popular one. I don't know the name of it, so this is kind of like a pointless tangent once again. But anyway, if you tried these, let me know what some of your favorite shades are. I'd love to check them out. I got a couple of things from Octoly this week that I've been trying out. First off is this product. Look how fancy this is. It's got fingerprints all over it, so that kind of totally ruins it, but it's really beautiful without the fingerprints. And it came in this really pretty sleeve. Like, it's just, I got some fancy makeup I was loving this week. So Burberry, and this is Kevyn Aucoin. I have like a Tom Ford thing that was already in my collection that I've been loving. So anyway, I was loving me some fancy makeup this week. So this is, like I said, I got this through Octoly. This is from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is called the Neo Bronzer, and I picked out the shade Sienna. So it's a warm coral color. I do have this as my blush today. I do have a highlighter on top of it that I'm about to talk about, but this is really pretty. So it's like an ombre sort of a thing. The main way that I was using it is kind of like right in here. Today I use a little bit more of the peach, but one day I used kind of more of the, like the bronzy shade, and kind of blended them together like as my blush bronzer. So I didn't wear a bronzer that day. I just like tied these two together. So it kind of made this like really beautiful, warm, bronzy, natural looking cheek. So there's 3 different parts. I will say I'm more impressed with the bronzer, the corally part, more so than the highlighter part. Like, the highlighter part, I don't know, it's pretty, but it's definitely more subtle. So I would say, I mean, everybody has different preferences. So if you prefer more of a subtle highlighter, I think you'll love this. But typically I like a little bit more of an intense highlighter. So I wasn't as jumping up and down about the highlighter portion, but if you kind of tie it in with the other, it just makes this beautiful like glow to it. So I like to tie it in with the other, so I like wearing it like all swirled together, but by itself, it's a little bit too subtle for my preferences. So there are those. These blend really nicely onto the skin. They're like a soft, silky sort of a texture to them, so they have a really nice texture. They don't drag. They are a little bit soft, so like it does kick up a little bit of product like in the pan, but it's really just because it's so soft. It's not powdery, but it's because it's like that silky, soft sort of a texture to it. So I think it's really beautiful. It is a fancy makeup product, but I think, again, you know, the whole presentation of it, like it is fancy. It has a fancy price tag, but it is fancy. Like, it gives that whole feeling when you use it. So I do really like this. And it has, it comes in a pink color too. I don't remember what that one was called. Started with a C. I don't remember. But I picked this one because I thought I would get a lot of use out of it with that kind of like warm, bronzy look to it. So pretty. And then this highlighter that I'm wearing, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. This is from Lancome. Again, I got this through Octoly to try out. So this is the Lancome Dual Finish Highlighter, and I picked out the shade 05 Sparkling Peche, I think Sparkling Peach, basically. So it just looked like it was gonna be this really pretty, like golden peachy shade. It just looks gorgeous in the pan. I mean, it looks metallic and exciting. I was tempted between this one and the lightest shade. This reminds me of like, kind of like the Ofra highlighters with like how intense it is, but this one seems a little bit more like densely packed, so it doesn't like kick up as much product as the Ofra ones do. I love those too, but this one seems to stay a little bit more packed in. Like maybe it has more binder or something in it. I'm really not sure, but it still has that like thicker, intense sort of a texture to it, but just doesn't kick up as much product. So it is this beautiful like golden peachy shade. So it's a gold, but it has that kind of like orangey tone to it. It's really, really fun. And I feel like it is unique. I mean, it is a gold, which isn't like crazy unique, but that like peachy orange kind of tint to it really does make it fun. Now it is an intense highlighter, so if you like intense highlighters, you will love it. But if you're looking for more subtle, this is probably not for you. You should probably go for the Kevyn Aucoin because that one's a lot more subtle. This is like metallic-y, intense highlighter, doesn't take a lot, builds up quickly, but it's so fun. Like really, really pretty. I just love me some highlighters, and this is another one that I love. For lips this week, I have one really fancy one, and then I have one drugstore favorite. So my really fancy one is this one. I got this from my sweet friend Ashley for my birthday last year. This is one of the Tom Ford lipsticks. Oh my goodness. I only own 2 Tom Ford lipsticks, and both of them are from her. She is so sweet. This is the Lip Color Matte, and this is in 01 First Time. And it's just this beautiful peachy nude. I love the scent of these lipsticks. They basically smell like MAC lipsticks. Like, it's not like a super, you know, unique sort of a scent to it, but it smells really good. So I love the scent of it. It's just this gorgeous, like, beautiful peachy nude. Just makes me happy. I love the color of it. I mean, this isn't like the most unique shade. You can probably find something similar in another brand, but I just love it. I love it because it came from a best friend, but also because it's like fancy and it feels weighty, and it's just, it's like a fun experience to use it. You know, you feel like you're like getting out like a special sort of a product. And I just probably wore, I don't remember what day I wore this on, but probably just, you know, wore it to Target or something, you know, but why save your fancy makeup for something special? Just make every day special. So I broke out my Tom Ford lipstick on a regular day and just made me happy. And the drugstore lippy that I was loving this week is this one. And this one's actually inspired by Ashley because she and I got to have lunch recently and we were talking about these, and she was saying she loved this color specifically. She had it in her purse with her. So these are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. And this one is in the shade 05 Loyalist, and it's what I've got on my lips right now. And at first I hadn't bought this color because I thought it was going to be really, really light. And it is a lighter shade, but it's not nearly as light as I was expecting. Like, I thought it was going to be like a, you know, concealery nude sort of a color. And this is like just a really pretty nude shade. Not super far off from the Tom Ford, but really kind of a little bit less peachy, a little bit more beigey brown. But I mean, such a pretty nude. So these, I love how long wearing these are, but they do take a long time to set. So several of you guys gave me some great suggestions on my new at the drugstore video. So what Ashley said she does, and I think a couple of you guys suggested this too, is I just kind of apply a thin layer on my lips and then just sort of like rub it with my finger and kind of rub it in. That totally just like took care of it. Really, it's just apply a thin layer and just kind of get it to set. Some of you guys suggested using a translucent powder over it. I think that would totally work too. But yeah, I just kind of like smeared it in with my lip, with my finger, and totally just kind of like made it one with my lips and set it, and I love it. It's just a beautiful nude, and once these set, they are like set. They're there, they're really long wearing. This nude, I mean, it's not like it shows a line. It's very close to my lip color, so I don't really, I think it does a little bit of the line, kind of like a liquid lipstick, but just sort of depends on the color. I think that you get like this one. If you get one that's close to your lip color, it's not gonna be as obvious. So yeah, I love these, and super affordable. They do have a good scent. These smell, and I realized this when I wore this one this week several times, they smell like the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Liquid Lip Colors. So that kind of like brownie batter sort of a scent. These smell a lot like those to me. And I notice it more with this one than the other color. I need to go sniff the other color that I have to see if it smells the same, but I definitely noticed it with this one. It smells really good. All right, guys, so those are all my favorites for this week. So hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did, and let me know down below what you were loving this week, or maybe not so much loving. Let me know your weekend plans or any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.